Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions concerning this watch. And this watch is not one that visits often. I believe it's been 8 years since I've shot a full-length video of this model. Launched in 2012 and made in 50 pieces in white gold, this is the Jaeger-LeCoultre Reverso Ultra Thin skeleton blue enamel, and it is all of those things. It incorporates 3 artisanal crafts: skeletonization, hand engraving, and fired enamel. It's exactly the same size as the Tribute to 1931. So if you know the Grand Reverso Tribute to 1931 of 2011, this watch has the exact same dimensions and proportions with the same aesthetic values. In white gold, it's got a satisfying weight to it. Now it's 27.5 millimeters wide as I measure it, 7.3 millimeters thick, 46.4 lug-to-lug with a 20 millimeter spacing between the lugs. The strap has not been broken in, so it's fairly stiff, so when I put it on my wrist, I'm going to have to pull it tight. That is compressing my wrist a bit. This will wear just fine on a wrist as small as 15 centimeters circumference, and you can see how super thin it is in profile, easily sliding under any cuff. I'm exaggerating the width across the wrist here by compressing my wrist. I'm pulling the strap fairly tight. Taking a look at the strap, it's a combination of large, medium, and small rectangular scale alligator leather in high gloss black with a monotone stitch, a sheer cut edge with lacquer for refinement, calfskin on the bottom, you can see no crimping, no gouging, a Jean Rousseau strap beautifully hand stitched in Paris, pull tab spring bars for the strap so you can pop it off the case without tools, and then a lovely brushed and polished Jaeger-LeCoultre beveled pin buckle. Taking a look at the case, classic Reverso. Since the very first in 1931, it's been more nuanced than photographs. Even illustrations from the period would indicate. From the front, as you see it on the internet, as it appears in catalogs, it appears just like an insipid rectangle. But then you realize that it has these conical lugs that come to squared off ends, that the flanks are actually barrel profiled, that there's a dramatic taper or slope to the end of the lugs, and that these strakes or gadroons wrap all the way around the case, which is internally engine turned and on its reverse side individually numbered and brushed. 30 meters water resistant may not seem impressive, but with over 50 parts to this super complex case, achieving any water resistance is a challenge. And in fact, prior to about 1984, there was no such thing as a water resistant Reverso, so that's quite an achievement. Look at the way the strap joins the case. There's a recess that allows it to be slightly countersunk in profile, so you never see any gap between the strap and the case, and yet there's no impediment to the motion of the strap. Taking a look inside, you could see the JLC maker's mark on the case and the engine turning, and you could see that this is actually held in place when it's closed by these robust spring-loaded ball-bearing pin snaps, which is why the feel and the sound of a Reverso case is so crisp. Rolling around to the dial side now, you can see the caliber 849 SQR, so it's the 849 Ultra Thin, SQ for skelette, and then R for rectangular format rather than the usual round. This is related to the movement that JLC developed for Vacheron and AP back in 1953, and that developed by JLC in 1994 to become caliber 849. This is a little bit more sophisticated. So this is an 36-hour power reserve, 35-36, as opposed to 31 on the AP and Vacheron version. And this is a 3 Hertz beat rate as opposed to a 2.5 Hertz beat rate on the AP and Vacheron version. You can see that the barrel has been skeletonized, and that we actually have these spokes of the barrel, and each one is the logo of Jaeger-LeCoultre. This movement is 1.85 millimeters thick. Again, the Vacheron AP version, which is not quite as durable, is 1.64, and that's great, but this is going to be a little bit more robust in practice. Every single element of the bridges and plates not cut away has been freehand engraved. Look at that. You could even see that the wheels of the motion work have been freehand engraved. And not just that, but we have fired vitreous enamel. So outboard, we have white gold, a white gold chaptering that has been freehand engraved, and then over that, translucent enamel has been applied with up to 20 firings at 800 degrees centigrade. That is true Grand Faux, but it's also something else. With the translucence of enamel on top of an engraved base, this is what's called flinke. And then all of the elements, the indices, those are actually raised in relief from this white gold outer perimeter and polished. Take a look at the engravings here and the quality of the work on pieces that are so small, it's hard to imagine that they continue to function on a mechanical basis. We're going to take a quick look. You can see this is a 19 jewel movement, and on the reverse side, easy to love. So, like I said, manual wind, 35 to 36 hour power reserve, a 3 hertz beat rate. We have a polished swan's neck fine adjustment mechanism, KIF shock protection. Also note the use of shock protection on the escape wheel. An unusual feature, but one that adds a measure of durability to an exceptionally small and delicate pinion, and that's worth mentioning. You can see we have the same treatment that was applied to the barrel cover, applied to the ratchet wheel. It too has the JO logos. And we have more freehand engraving and skeletonization on the case back, along with a non-enameled version of the white gold chaptering so you can better appreciate the pattern that's been cut into it. And all of the screws that are blue are fired blue. But notice we have both mirror polished screws and fired screws. The movement includes both. An absolutely astonishing feat of both craftsmanship and mechanical engineering. So with not one, not two, but 3 craft arts represented, only 50 pieces made, and in beautiful white gold, really gray gold, the type of white that needs no rhodium plating, this is pretty close to the ultimate Reverso, with something very close to the golden section between its total length to width. And if you're going to go for a high-end watch, there are predictable options from Longa, Independent, and Holy Trinity brands, but show up with this to your party and no one will see you coming. But I'll tell you this, they'll notice when you arrive. Reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.